Hi and welcome to our E&I Alumni Talk series. My name is Melina and I'm super happy that Michael Beitl is joining me today. He's the founder of Kern Tec and has recently been named Austrian of the Year. Congratulations once again. And we're super proud to say that he studied right here at E&I. So welcome back. It's great to have you here.
Yeah, thank you so much for the invitation. And we just spoke before. It's amazing to be on this campus again because, I started not so long, and I hope one day I can do my master's and PhD here, but this all after the company.
Awesome. Yeah. Speaking about your company, can you maybe start by telling us a little bit about your personal background and how you came into the field of entrepreneurship?
Yeah, I mean, my education started all in business, so primary school is clear, but then I did a business hack school, which focuses on business topics, and afterwards I studied my bachelor's program at VU University. And here in the end, as we all know, we need to take a specialization. And here I chose the entrepreneurship specialization, which was the start of the journey I took afterwards.
Yeah, how did the journey start at E&I? You said you did the garage course and business planning, right? So is that where your idea developed?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, at the specialization, you need to do the theory courses where you learn really everything in theory, but sometimes it's hard to imagine then what does it mean in real life or in entrepreneurship. So there were these practice courses, which was on the one hand business planning. Here we wrote the business plan also from a new female founder. She wanted to do something, and she was not a businesswoman, so we could really, yes, fulfill our dreams of writing a business plan. And then was, of course, the last one, the E&I Garage course. The E&I Garage course is to get the chance to found a company. So everyone pitches his her product or idea, and then some are chosen, and then you can choose a team. And this was that time Kern Tec, and from this course on, the Kern Tec company was started.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you do at Kern Tec?
So at Kern Tec, from start until today, I think I did everything. So you need to do this as a founder. Right now, my tasks are focused on scaling, so on sales and marketing. And that's where my passion is. And of course, as founder and managing director, you have to do other stuff as well. But here is where my passion is and what my main focus is on.
Awesome. What were kind of the first steps that you took? How did you identify the idea for Kern Tec?
Indeed, the first steps what we did was in the garage course, because my problem was we are a food tech company. So we process unused raw materials and bring them in the food industry. So we needed to develop a new machine. And now the problem is, and what we learned, for example, in entrepreneurship, that you need to have these minimal viable products, you need the prototypes, you need to do market testing, etc. And that was absolutely necessary to first build a business plan, really a short one, where you really see everything from sourcing, market, what finances are needed. And through this journey, we could really test in practice, is this something which is needed on the market or not? So indeed, we started with the first small business plan, and this we wanted to check in practice. And I need to say, we do this kind of until today, that if we have a new idea, a new product stream, whatever, we make a short market research, and then I call potential customers and ask them 10 to 15 questions, what I want to know. And then I know, is someone in the end interested or potentially buying, because this in the end pays the bills, and you know if the idea is worth to fulfill, or if you, that's the most important thing, when the feedback is bad, that you take this feedback and it's worth everything, because you can immediately change your product, what you are selling, or service, whatever the offer is. And this is the cheapest way of being successful.
I think it's so cool that you practice what we preach in the course and that it really worked as a platform for you. Could you maybe tell us a little bit about the biggest early challenges that you faced, maybe in terms of technology, because I understand this machine you had to develop, the team, market, or funding, and how you overcame them?
Our biggest early changes were that our company was way more complex than we thought. We had 20 hurdles or challenges, which we had to develop or work on, etc. And then we really found out after half a year or 1 year that this machinery, etc., is 20 times bigger than we thought, because there was nothing on the market and we really had to develop from zero. And now you have a problem. I'm an economics student, so I like engineering, but I have no clue. And then, of course, I didn't found by my own. We are 4 co-founders, so we are 2 business and 2 technical ones. But of course, we were all young, so we needed big expertise in this field. So it was really a hurdle to get the right people with experience into the company, that you develop something completely new. So definitely that was a huge, huge hurdle in the beginning, that you, solve a technical problem which is so big that we didn't expect.
I understand. And from what I understood about Kern Tec, your mission is all about turning what used to be waste into valuable raw materials, right? So maybe out of curiosity, how do you define sustainability and responsible business in your company's context?
Sustainability, I need to say, maybe we come to this later. For me, unfortunately, the term sustainability is destroyed by the industry, because everyone is sustainable. For that reason, I like this question really much, how I define sustainability. And for us, it's really clear how we make it. We have a raw material where we made a clear footprint calculation. So how much CO2 do we emit, how much water, which other benefits do we have? We have also other benefits like no land usage, but this goes too big now. And then we really compare this to a product that we are, for example, replacing. So if our customer before bought other nut products or other non-dairy products, we see the calculation, and then you can really define with hard facts what is sustainability. And the funny thing is, but this is not really the drive, what we have. We really see it more as an impact. And what makes us really happy is we do not count in CO2 or anything what we save. We count in how many tons did we bring into or sell into the industry, because 2 things. Number one, it's the most fascinating raw material, because you always know you do something good when this raw material is sold. And we know automatically that it has a positive impact on the environment. But the more vision and what is really doing us is the impact when you see, okay, wow, this product you sold there, and you made something good on many layers. That's the thing what is motivating, I think, the whole company, or myself at least.
I think it's really cool that you kind of have your own KPI that is not comparable in the industry, because it's so unique what you're doing there. So really nice that you have found this for yourself. That's really nice. Maybe staying with the sustainability topic, what would you say are the essential components of a sustainable business model in today's entrepreneurial environment, especially in industrial and impact sectors?
Mhm. I think what is necessary there is that you increase your chance in the meantime. I need to say every company needs to have a sustainable impact or some measures. This is on the one hand a problem because every company now needs to make something sustainable, and in the end, as I said, the term sustainability is kind of destroyed because some people say we are super sustainable, and then you find out they do not print anymore, they send it in digital. You even get awards sometimes for this. So this is something which makes me crazy. But what you need to do something sustainability, and your chance increases because I talk now what are your real chances. Let's talk about practice. There are the huge companies. Let's talk now about the food industry. We know them, the Nestlé's or Danone, etc. They really have political long-term goals they need to achieve. And so you do not solve them a customer need with a new product. You really also pay on their account of CO2 emissions. So if you have something where you are, for example, compared to another product and the company doesn't know which one is better or whatever, you are the newcomer, then this is a benefit which could lead to your favor. What's important to understand, this is really something I tell all the new companies that are founding, sustainability is not the success factor. You need to have it, but no one at this time buys sustainability. This changed over the last 2-3 years. 3 years ago, really, if you saw compared products, people were willing to pay a higher price to prefer something new, to make something positive. I think the economic situation where we are right now shows it really well. Right now, sustainability is not for the mass decision point. So you need to focus on your strengths of your product, what it really is, and sustainability is important as a side factor.
I understand. Okay. And we already talked a bit about how Kern Tec developed in E&I. Maybe looking back to your time at E&I, what was one key learning or turning point during your time here that shaped Kern Tec and your entrepreneurial future in that sense?
Indeed, two things were fascinating, which I found out then in practice, how big this theoretical learning is. On the one hand, I don't know the figure exactly anymore, but about the cycle of prototyping, going back, prototyping again, minimal viable product, etc. This was really something which I have in the DNA until today. So this is for me really the best way of doing, because the other way of doing could be that I develop endless for 1 year, then I go out and then I don't have money anymore. The product is changed already because in 1 year consumer behavior changes. So this is really bad. So this was the one thing. And the second thing, what I also don't understand until today, but we learned there is, I don't know the exact wording for it anymore, but it was that there is a specific first testing community out there when you launch a product.
Kind of like lead users, you mean?
The lead users. Yep. Sorry.
I was like, is that what you mean? Perfect.
The lead users. I was really fascinating. They are kind of irrational. You do not really know what you sell, what your benefits are, whatever. They take it because it's new and they
Yeah.
want to buy the new thing. And this is unbelievable because they have the strongest the strongest relationship to your customer because they feel kind of responsible to help you that the product is good. We really, until today, we have them. And like when we launched some products 5 years ago, we still have a community which sends us emails sometimes what they like and what they don't like, and they really feel connected and responsible for these products. So this is really
Wow.
something where in theory, when I
Yeah.
heard it, I took myself, I would never do to buy something new and then say, this is bad, this you could improve. Waste of time, I would
Yeah.
say. But some people really, and they are super smart. That's the next best thing. They are super smart. They have a high engagement rate, and they are out there. And these really you need to use in the beginning and listen to them because they help you endless. And yeah, we say really thank you to them later when you are kind of successful, then we really thank them in different ways. So it's really fascinating.
Maybe continuing with the community aspect, the E&I community and network, has that influenced your professional path in one way or another?
Definitely. I mean, I need to say, until today, I can say it. With the entrepreneurship specialization, I immediately, through this garage course, we got introduced into this entrepreneurship center with Rudolf Dömeter, and he really supported me so much in the very beginning. Him, and now comes the thing, the network. Because I can remember um, I was, I don't know, 23 years old, and my plan initially was to work 10 to 15 years to get experience and found them. So I didn't have any network. I didn't even know an investor. It's unbelievable. If you ask me today, okay, this is so clear, but I didn't even know what do I write them, whatever. And here, Rudi really helped us in terms of funding, of getting to people from the industry who can give us feedback. And this really helped us in the very beginning. And of course, the community of the EI Center and the entrepreneurship is super big. I was like, 2 weeks at the entrepreneurship 10 years celebration. It's unbelievable which names and which companies they invite and who are they. So they are super connected. And if I think if they really believe in your idea, but even not then, they always help. You need to ask them and ask for help what you are looking for. I'm really sure they support. That's something, if you don't have it, it costs you half a year to a year. Definitely.
Okay, I'm very glad to hear. Then, staying on the side, you just gave already an advice for students. So, maybe for people who are interested in sustainable business or impact entrepreneurship, are there specific skills or aspects of the mindset that you would recommend them to have and develop?
Yes, because you need to have a stamina and be strict on your vision, what you want. Because if you go only in terms of a company, then you need to focus only on the economic aspect, no matter what it takes. If you really want to have a sustainable impact, and this is your focus, it's a different vision, because you need to be strong in the direction. What do I mean with this? You need to imagine when you have like really, or most of the impact or sustainable business, they have a disadvantage very often in price, for example, in price or in quality. It is like this sometimes. And of course, if you go then out to the market, then they say they want something with how they are used to it. So you will get in the beginning very negative impacts, and that's now strong. That's what I mean with stamina. You need to focus on this vision and say, no, this is why I do it. This is what motivates myself, and I do it this way until until the end. I say, of course, you need to adapt the product, but the vision you need to go through. So this is, I think, the most important thing, that you focus on the vision and stay with it, and don't turn then the company around if this doesn't motivate you, because in the end the company lives from you as a founder, that you and who is irrationally working on a product. He's not working 40 hours, it's not 50 hours, it's for years, it's over 60 hours, and this is only possible if you have the belief and the motivation, and this only comes from the vision, what motivates you.
And is there any advice that you have how students can find this vision and this purpose? Because I feel like many of our students are super motivated to found, but they're just chasing various business ideas and they don't really come from this sense of vision and purpose.
This is, for me, one of the most important things you need to do in the very beginning. How do you get them? I mean, I would recommend in the beginning, really, we learn it at Entrepreneurship, learn it in theory, and then really watch a lot of videos, how other founders made it, because this is something you cannot describe on a paper. It's really, really hard to learn from a paper. You need to learn from practice examples. So this is something that you get some input. And then, for me, the advice is, think really, really big, and not like I want the wrong visions are like I want to sell 3 million revenue or whatever. It is what do you want in the super end with the product. You really should think in like a cloud. I always have my visions in a cloud. You cannot really take it, but you have the big cloud and you go there until the end, and this goal should motivate you.
Okay.
Definitely.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. I would, before closing the interview, have some rapid fire questions for you. Are you ready?
Okay.
Are you a morning person or night owl?
Night owl.
What does it mean to be a founder in one word?
Crazy.
Love that. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
How did you feel when your name was called at the Austrian of the Year award ceremony?
I was in trance. I needed 4 days to understand it, but I cannot remember. Really, I cannot remember when I went up there.
Oh, I love that. What's your favorite spot in Vienna to get inspired?
The VU University.
You have to say that now, but it is a beautiful campus. You're very right about that.
I promise it is. I don't really have one, but when I come here, then I feel happiness, and yeah, I see where everything started. I get this feeling again, because the best of entrepreneurship for my person is when everything is started and there is everywhere zero. This is the phase that I love, and here I get reminded of this.
That's beautiful. What is the last book or podcast that really moved you?
This is now difficult to say, and not in the sense how people may understand, but it was the Elon Musk biography. Not that I support here anything, but it inspired me and helped me a lot of personal things, because he's really radical and a lot is crazy, but you kind of understand and can read what's the path, how he's crazy as he is, but what's the secret, or the secret what makes him successful. It's not a secret, you just see how crazy things he does, and how it comes to success.
He has a vision for sure.
He has the visions.
Yeah.
Here you can learn
how
the visions make it completely crazy.
Yeah.
But these are the visions.
Yeah, a lot to learn there. What is a sustainability myth that you'd love to bust?
when you don't print and say you are sustainable.
That is not sustainability. Yeah.
That's not what it's meant to be.
Please do not give awards to people who claim to be sustainable because of that. Yeah. One last question. What's your proudest Kern Tec moment in one sentence?
It was the huge German rollout of non-dairy products together with our partner with a huge party, and that was a huge, huge impact. That was the coolest thing ever, yes.
Very cool. Thank you so much for sharing your story and all these insights with us today. I think it's very inspiring for students to hear how directly you found it out of Garage. That's so cool. So yeah, guys, that's it for today. Check out the website that I'm posting in the comments and stay tuned for more exciting alumni talks.